I came into Rock Search thinking I knew quite a bit. It transpired I didn't know anything at all in comparison to kind of what we learned.
I think something that a lot of people within the business, whether that's consultants, managers, directors, really appreciate about the training team is just how hands-on we are every day and visible in each office.
I came in with no experience and not even knowing what really recruitment is.
The first couple of days when you start, you get to listen into the really kind of senior consultants here, and that's one of the biggest ways to learn, is to listen to people do it.
Learning the rock process rather than sort of bringing in bad habits from previous companies into a new environment.
We support that with a fantastic training program that's headed up by Alicia Hobbs, and it's been developed over the last 7-8 years.
At the beginning, I pretty much got desk coaching every week, at least twice a week.
So especially in the first 6 months, when you're doing from trainee to consultant, you'll always have a trainer with you, whether it's Liz or someone else from another office come in to support you, and just listening to your phone calls, give you tips all the time, tell you what to say, tell you what not to say.
They're quick at identifying your strengths and your weaknesses.
When I come here, not doing recruitment before, that was the big sort of part that actually made me join Rock Search rather than any of the other recruitment companies.
Seeing somebody come through from a trainee consultant or who changed careers completely. With one example of a guy who's a butcher who now runs his own office. Or we've had people come in straight from their first or second sales jobs straight from school, and I'm managing their own divisions within the business. It's fantastic.
We're not a training team that you only see in a classroom. You'll predominantly see us out on the floor in each of the offices.
If you're struggling in a particular area and you go to one of the trainers and say, look, have you got an hour, can you sit down with me, can you just go over this with me? They'll never say no, they'll always make time.
So the Academy is solely focused on the recruitment process, so we take each stage and break it down over the 5 days.
With the Rock Search Academy training, obviously you learn about the sales process, how to do your job basically, and why you're asking the questions you're asking to keep the communication effective.
So it's a blend of classroom learning, lots of role playing, lots of scenario based training, quizzes. We try to make it as fun as possible, but hopefully they go away with a lot of knowledge and experience to put into practice.
When you go into the Rock Academy, everything that you've been doing kind of falls into place, and they go into every step of recruitment in so much more detail.
It's actually really kind of digging deeper and spotting those new areas of opportunities.
Everything just sort of glues together, and you actually know, actually I could do this, actually this is the right thing to do.
Once they've been on the Academy, we do a review. So 8 weeks after the Academy, we'll bring them all into a room, talk about maybe their biggest sort of successes since the Academy, and also on the flip side their biggest areas for maybe development or what they feel might be their weaknesses since the Academy, and we try and work through those together as well.
And even past the Academy in 8 weeks, moving on to where I am now, I still receive training regularly.
I'm still getting trained 5 years in, and certainly for the first 6 months to a year, whether it's your team leader watching over you and helping you with a tricky situation, call or anything, there's loads of support from there. There's senior consultants that can offer it on a more kind of ground level as well. It's not just your manager.
I then got transferred over to Future Leaders training, which was absolutely amazing.
Future Leaders is a program we designed that is specifically for those who have chosen to pursue a route of management, and that just is making sure these guys have got all of the skills, the soft skills as well as the obvious sales skills they need to be able to nurture and build a team.
Futures Leaders is a complete different perspective. You're looking at business from an internal perspective, how it's being run and how decisions are made and how you can impact it. So that's always fun.
Obviously you go through all the sort of sales training and what makes you a good consultant. You also sort of refresh on that, I suppose, because we're still billing managers, but also there's an element of where our future's going. It's a great opportunity to talk to Connor about the business, where he kind of sees it, where the opportunities are for us.
It's investing in talent, investing in young people, and bringing through more team leaders, more managers, ultimately more directors, and opening more offices.
I suppose when you become like a principal consultant is normally the time that you look at the Future Leaders training, so that's based on more how you perceive yourself around the business. Leadership training.
It's about living the Rock Search values, which are incredibly important to us, which we talk about from day one. So all of those things will hopefully build up and make what we believe to be a great future leader.
We've invested in some really talented young people who've come through the business, and I've seen them grow from trainee consultants, like 90% of people who join our company, all the way through to senior consultant, principal, into the management team, and then through to directorships. And we've got lots of examples of young people who've done that, and I think I'm extremely proud to have been blessed with some great people to work alongside me within the business as we've grown on our journey.